In this video, I will give you one of the most powerful ways to build your self-esteem. But before I do that, I will explain to you what exactly self-esteem is and the 4 basic principles of self-esteem. All of these ideas come from the book, The 6 Pillars of Self Esteem by Nathaniel Branden, who's considered by many as the father of the modern self-esteem movement. Okay, so let's talk about the 4 basic principles of self-esteem. First of which is that self-esteem is the reputation we have with ourselves. As Nathaniel Branden says, and I'll quote him here, he says, "Of all the judgments we pass in life, none is as important as the one we pass on ourselves." So it is our own judgment on ourselves. That is what self-esteem is all about. It's not about what the outside world says or how they judge you. It is your personal judgment on yourself. It's your reputation with yourself. That is what self-esteem is. The second basic principle of self-esteem is that there are 2 components of self-esteem: self-efficacy and self-respect. Self-efficacy means that you have trust in yourself, that you believe that you can handle life, that you believe that you can make it happen. You believe that you will persist in face of challenges and not give up, and that you will go after your biggest challenges and goals and dreams. Self-respect means that you believe you're worthy of happiness, of love, of the fruits of your labor. You believe you're valuable. You believe you have a right to be successful. You believe you're deserving of your goals, your ambitions, your desires. So that is really important. The third basic principle of self-esteem is that it is inside you. You don't get it from outside things like your money, your finances, your possessions, the person you're dating or the person you're married to, or the philanthropy you're doing. You're never going to get self-esteem from that. It is what you think and feel about yourself, not what someone else thinks or feels about yourself. That is really important. You will never get self-esteem from others. Nobody can ever give it to you. Now, here's the thing. You cannot look for approval outside of yourself. It is a very dangerous game and it is never over. Most people spend their whole lives seeking approval from outside, from every person outside of themselves. And that is a very dangerous way to live your life. So as Nathaniel Branden says, he says, "If my aim is to prove I am enough, the project goes on to infinity because the battle was already lost on the day I considered the issue was debatable." If we're constantly trying to prove to someone or something outside that we're enough, we will never be able to do that, because as soon as we start questioning it, as soon as we start debating it, we've already lost that battle. We've already stopped believing that we are enough. Okay, the 4th basic principle of self-esteem is our ability to stand for our ideas, for our dreams, for whatever we want to do in life, for our vision, for our beliefs. And the genius, as Nathaniel Branden says, genius is about having that courage and that nerve to stand for your ideas. So you have to be able to stand for your ideas, for your values, for your beliefs, for your vision, for your dreams, for your goals, whatever it might be. So these are the 4 basic principles of self-esteem. So now let's talk about one of the best ways to build self-esteem. And this is one of the 6 pillars of self-esteem as explained in the book, The 6 Pillars of Self Esteem by Nathaniel Branden. And this pillar is the practice of self-responsibility. What self-responsibility really means is that you believe you're responsible for your choices, for your actions, for your decisions, for the achievement of your desires. You are responsible for how you use your time, how you prioritize your time. You are responsible for your happiness. You are responsible for your values and your belief system. While most people live in a victim mindset, they believe that things are happening to them, that life is happening to them, that they are at effect in life. You have to live with the mindset that you are responsible for your life, that you are at cause in life, that you are happening to life. You have to believe that I am making things happen. I have to make things happen. This is a very active orientation towards life. So if there's a problem, you're not absorbed with blame or excuses or thinking whose fault it is. You are looking for solutions. That is being self-responsible. Now, you may think that somehow a miracle will happen in your life just if you suffer long enough, but this is the kind of self-deception that will ruin your life. You have to take responsibility for your life. You have to take responsibility for changing your life. So if you're really serious about building your self-esteem, I have an extremely simple but extremely powerful exercise for you. And you have to do this exercise in your journal or in your diary. You can't just do it in your mind, okay? So really important. Do it in a journal, do it in a diary, write it somewhere. So here's how it goes. Pick an area of life you're struggling with, whether it is business, career, finances, dating life, whatever it might be. And then ask yourself this question. If I take 5% more responsibility for that area of life, what would I do? And give yourself 4 or 5 different answers for it. And do this every single day. So something as simple as, if I take 5% more responsibility for my business, this is what I would do. And do this for a few days, and you will see your self-esteem in that area grow. So there you have it, one of the most powerful ways to build your self-esteem. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to share it with someone who could use some help in building their self-esteem.